Savings is not an investment. Savings is not an investment. When you are saving money, that's not investment. But savings is required in order for you to be able to invest. So the law of asset acquisition. So if you are going to become rich and wealthy, you need to acquire assets. Now listen, riches are cash-based. Wealth is asset-based. So when you say a man is rich, it's monetary. When you say a man is wealthy, it's assets. So any fool can be rich. You can go to government and steal all the money meant for hospital, and then you have 40 billion in your account. You are a rich man, but you are not wealthy. Because if all you have is money, you are of all men most miserable. Hello? So you can kidnap somebody and collect money and carry children for child trafficking and make money. You can be doing organ sales and make money. You see why you have to be wise as a kid? Because all these ones I'm talking about, you can't do it. So 70% of the way these people make money, you are already disqualified. That now you refuse to study and do the one that you can do. Hello? So once you understand this, savings is not an investment. You save so that you can invest. The next law is the law of what? Asset acquisition. Start acquiring assets. Many of us now, our lives are filled with liabilities. Your wardrobe is filled with suit and tie. All kinds of bag and shoe to match. Italian air, Peruvian air, Kuje air, Guagualada air. You have it in different color. An ordinary one plot you don't have. And you are jumped that the head is the Lord and the fullness thereof. The head is the Lord. Oga. If the earth is the Lord, how come he has not given you one plot? When you are not a bastard, if the earth is the Lord, you can't have one plot. Ordinary one plot. You have spent 25 years in this world, 50 years, one plot. You don't have one plot. The earth is the Lord. Listen, read your Bible. The heavens and the heavens belongs to God. The earth has he given to the sons of men. So the earth is the Lord by creation, but the earth belongs to men by occupation. So men, if you go and pick any plot of land now, you will discover that God is not the owner. God is not the owner. A human being will show up and say, that's my land. The earth is the Lord, the earth is the Lord. Your grandfather was a tenant. Your father is a tenant. You are a tenant. It's not a generational curse. It's a generational choice. There are only 3 people called Lord in this world. Jesus is Lord. The judge is Lord. The landlord is Lord. You are not a Lord until you get your portion. Hello, dominion is land. Faith is land. Whosoever owns the land determines the faith that is practiced in the land. Hello, I will give you the land of the Evites. So land. So you need assets. So what's an asset? Anything that appreciates in value is an asset. Anything that appreciates in value is an asset. What's an asset? Anything that produces cash flow is an asset. Anything that appreciates in value is an asset. Anything that produces cash flow is an asset. So, because of time, I'm going to add some things at this point and jump to point 7, and then we'll close. Now listen. Once you begin to save and you start acquiring assets, few other things you need to do that are in that class is what we call investing. So you need to start investing. Now, savings is setting money aside for a purpose. Investing is sending money on assignment for a return. So you start acquiring assets, you start investing. So you can start investing in what we call the capital market or money market. Now, when we talk about the capital market, we're talking about you buying the stocks or shares of a traded company. But when we talk about money market, we're talking of different things. We're talking of fixed deposit. We're talking of bonds. We're talking of treasury bills. We're talking of mutual funds. We're talking of you sending that money on assignment so that instead of the money sitting in your bank and wasting away, you are putting the money to work. So that instead of you working hard for money, money is working hard for you. And then one thing you must always have at the back of your mind at this point is cash flow. Someone say cash flow. That's what you should be having at the back of your mind. What can I do that will continue to produce cash flow? So if I'm buying an asset, so for instance now, if you begin to think cash flow, you may not have money to buy a house at the beginning, so you may start with land. So instead of doing cash banking, you do land banking. But you see, land is an asset, but it does not produce cash flow. until it becomes a house that produces rent or income. Do you understand? So you have to be thinking cash flow, which is the ultimate of where you are going to. But if you are acquiring assets, the asset may not be able to produce cash flow, but you start from there while you are working towards a point where it can now produce cash flow. Because when you say you are financially free or you are financially independent, what financial independence really means is that you have enough assets and investments that produces enough cash flow that takes care of everything that you need and give you a leftover. Then you are financially free. Do you understand that? So it means that if, for instance, now you need 5 million a month, that means you need 60 million per annum. So if you have an investment now that gives you 120 million per annum, you are free. So it's not about amassing billion. No. It's just you are free, because whether you work or not, the investment and the asset is producing what will take care